Stopped Zepbound, and these two things mattered most. Hi, beautiful friends. I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. I've lost over 106 pounds the last 26 months of being on Mounjaro, Zepbound, and tirzepatide compound. And on today's episode, I want to talk about the concept of stopping Zepbound. Now, to be clear, a couple of things. One, stop Zepbound and these mattered most. These two things mattered most. Another creator actually did something similar, and so I don't remember who that creator was, but I do run a reference. This is where I got the idea from. And two, and I wish I could give them credit. I don't remember who it was though, but I want to be clear that someone else had a very similar title too. So feel free to YouTube search that and go find them as well. Number two, I have not stopped, but I am at Zepbound 15 milligrams, and I am pulling all the options because I have lost a ton of weight. Was morbidly obese and I'm now just considered slightly overweight, but I'm about 20 pounds away from my goal weight. We know that BMI is slightly flawed, so that could be slightly flawed, but I physically feel like I have about another 20 pounds to go for my body frame. Within that, probably 5 to 10 pounds of that is loose skin. So realistically, 10 to 15 pounds more to go, but I am clawing to lose weight each week. I need to lose more weight, but I am clawing to lose weight. And one of the suggestions has been to just stop Zepbound and then come back later. Give it a pause. Now, that's one reason. And other people stop Zepbound because of side effect issues, which I would encourage you, stay at the lowest dose then. If you're having side effect, horrible issues like diarrhea, constipation, nausea, vomiting, the most common gastrointestinal ones, stay where you are. Don't titrate up your dose. That would help you probably talk to your healthcare provider, because nothing I give is medical advice. It's always to help encourage you to talk to your healthcare provider. Or number three, you've had to stop Zepbound because of either compound changes or insurance changes or financial changes. Usually it's relating back to money or insurance coverage on that too. So regardless of the reason why stopping Zepbound, I think it's really important to think about these two things. This is what I am doing if I do stop Zepbound. Do I realistically think I'm going to stop Zepbound? No, because I know, I'm thinking about it, but I don't think I'll actually pull the trigger and do it. And here's why. 70%. We know this is factually accurate. This is not just Countess of Shopping data fluff. And I will cite my sources down in the description link below. 70% of people who get off GLP-1 medication gain the weight back. 70. Those are horrible odds. I'm a businesswoman. I've run 3 multi-million-dollar businesses from scratch. Those are going into business. I'd be like, that 70% of those are going to go bankrupt. Like, those are horrible odds. No, thank you. So for me, knowing that I only have a 30% shot of quote success of keeping the 106 pounds off that I've lost, that scares the dickens out of me. So, which is why I think I'm going to continue to stay. But nonetheless, I am still thinking about this because I want to keep the doors open. We do know other medications are coming in the pipeline, like CagriSema, retatrutide, but those are not going to be released in 2025. So there's still a lot more left of this year and a lot more health goals I want to achieve. If I stopped and took a pause on Zepbound and then restarted in the future, it's supposed to help. It's supposed to help. And many of you have told me this because you have done it. There's thousands in the Countess of Shopping community, my free encouragement groups linked down below. And the first thing that I hear over and over from people who do stop, and the thing that matters most, there's two things. The first one is appetite suppression dramatically changes. And how do I know that? Because for me, and probably for you, on day 5, day 6, day 7, but on day 5 for Zepbound is the half-life dose starts. Meaning the dose goes down in our body of what's in our half of the half-life dose, starting on day 5. So therefore, my appetite suppression, I know this because I track it. And if you haven't gone on my free website, I have a ton of free stuff for you. In addition to like 700, 800 GLP-1 Zepbound Mounjaro videos. I have on Countess of Shopping my free trackers. I was trying to show you what it looked like, but I'm like, where is that little tracker? Where's that little bugger? Anyways, it's I have a ton of these printables. And so on countessofshopping.com, I encourage you to track your data for you, because your data is going to be different than mine, because obesity spectrums vary. And if you throw in for my type 2 diabetes brothers and sisters, that's going to change the data. So all of that's going to change the data. So anyways, all that to say, appetite suppression changes. And I know that because of day 5, day 6, day 7. If I keep going, there's going to be less and less in my body of Zepbound. It takes 30 days for the most part for Zepbound to get out of our bodies after taking it for a period. And since I've been taking it for 26 months, it's going to take at least 30 days to get out of my body fully. So therefore, Tip number one, protein's gotta be on point. Why? Because protein helps with appetite suppression. It helps also with muscle mass building. I am a big lifter now. Y'all, I am affirming what I am. I'm not a big, oh, that was my before. Here's my after. This is me lifting. Like, I really enjoy lifting weights now. I have not done it this week for full authenticity and to hold myself accountable. I've been very, very stressed. And so I'm getting back in the gym today with this video. So please hold me accountable and say, Countess, did you lift today? With love, grace, kindness, and compassion. But sticking to my protein goals will help combat that 1-2 punch with appetite suppression. For me, it's 100 to 150 grams of protein per day, but I'm almost 6 feet tall. And yeah, and I work out and lift, and I walk 2 to 6 miles per day. So there's an activity level with that too. So don't be apples to apples comparison. You need to find out for you what works best. And this has taken me 26 months of testing the protein levels of what feels good. I personally have had to supplement. Y'all, I came in, I was like, I am not gonna have protein shakes or any sort of protein supplements. I'm not doing that. I'm having real food. Y'all, I could not hit those protein goals. There's only but so much shrimp a gal can eat. Shrimp! Like, there's only but so much, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's only but so much real food a one can eat. How much fishies can a gal eat? Beef, chicken, turkey. Like, I do those, and I do fresh fruits and vegetables. But for me, my favorites, and I will link them down in the description link below. If you are chocolate lovers, Bioptimizer's Protein Breakthrough is amazing. Use the discount code QUEEN. I make that for my protein pudding. The protein pudding recipe is on countessofshopping.com. Also, if you like fruity, which I love fruity, Clean Simple Eats, their variety packs, and then they also have big bags worth. I don't like the big bags worth, like these, like they're clear protein. This Starburst drink, if it is in stock, use the discount code QUEEN for all of these, for both companies. This is amazing, but it keeps selling out. But if you can get your hands on it, get like 3 bags, because 3 bags full, because it sells out. But supplementing with these has been a game changer. It keeps me full. These are only 100 calories, like for the 20 grams of protein. It is awesome. It has been an awesome, and I'll make them with proffies, like protein coffees, protein shakes, protein oatmeal, protein pudding, like all of the, there's so much, it's like bubblegum shrimp gumbo, shrimp in a Barbie, shrimp, like, I don't know why I'm on a shrimp kick today. Hopefully, if you are a Golden Girls lover, you got my shrimp. That was from Blanche Devereaux, honey. Check yourself. Okay, so protein, you need to be on, for me, I'll use my I statements. The thing that matters most, protein, because the appetite suppression is going to change. Number 2, depending on where you are with your calories. Now I gotta give my disclaimers. Being morbidly obese, calories in, calories out, eat less, move more. I want to like punch someone in the face. Not really, because I would never punch someone. Unless you touch my kid, then I would. All jokes are off on that. That got dark really quickly. For the calorie deficit, to your right turn, for the calorie deficit and calorie tracking for me is a mathematical equation. When people used to talk calories to me, it was very triggering. If this is triggering for you and your skin just automatically got prickly, for me, I had to go see literally a therapist to help me untangle that unhealthy part of my perspective with food and perspective with calories. It is now a mathematical equation, and I can look at it unemotionally. I look at calories and I'm not emotional. It is not an emotional thing anymore. Before, it was a very highly charged thing. You know why? Because I came from deprivation. Being on my first diet since elementary school, which many of you can relate, there was a deprivation, lack of, fear of, not having enough of, and that jacked with me, and I had to heal that part of it. Now that it's healed, I'm like, okay, let's bring on the mathematical equation. If you can look at it from a mathematical equation, then let's go to step 2. I feel like I need a flow chart. If you are getting prickled by that and having a visceral emotional reaction, talk to a therapist. There's no shame in that game. It's 2025, for goodness sakes. Go talk to somebody who's a trained professional and who has a therapy doctor degree to go help you with that. We don't have to suffer in silence with this stuff about calories and things like that. There's help for us, particularly for morbid obesity, because you probably come from an unhealthy, toxic perspective with food like I did. And that was probably not what you're expecting about calorie deficit, but let's dive in. I track my food on MyFitnessPal every day. Some days I don't, though. I try every day is the goal. Let me rephrase that. Some days I don't. Like I've been talking about going to horse camp. I'm going to 3 horse camps this summer. I shan't be tracking there. On vacation, I shan't be tracking. And sometimes just life makes it so. Life has been lifing for me recently. My personal life has been incredibly stressful. And I hope to be able to fully share about why very soon. Calorie deficit equals weight loss. Calorie maintenance equals maintenance. Where are you on that? Is it for weight loss? Because that's going to make you, I would need to be in a calorie deficit for weight loss. It's a mathematical equation. I have to be in a calorie deficit for weight loss. And again, I'm not a dietitian or a healthcare provider, so I'm punting you to talk to those people. But for me, this is what would be. Calorie maintenance is when I'm in maintenance. When I've hit my goal weight, then I just maintain those calories. Will I track for the rest of my life? I hope to God not. If that is one of the tools though, for me to live happy, joyous, and free and to maintain this healthful body with GLP-1 help because I have biomarkers for obesity and a genetic predisposition to be obese, then so be it. It's part of my treatment. Like how a heart patient has to do certain things for their heart to keep it healthy because it's a genetic predisposition to heart disease. I can kind of frame it that way. For obesity, there's certain things I'm just going to have to do, and lovingly, with great kindness and compassion for myself, embrace those things. Because here's what, I want to be healthy and I want to live a long time. And while I'm living a long time, you'd be dang sure I want it to be fun and happy and movement. And I don't want to have to be relying upon a caretaker to take care of me because my joints are all busted because I'm overweight or obese or morbidly obese. I live that, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I don't want that anymore for my life. I want to be strong. And so if I'm stopping Zepbound, do I need to continue to lose weight? I'm going to have to be in a calorie deficit and recognizing that. Do I need to be on, am I in maintenance? I've already lost the weight. Now I just need to maintain that and not gain. Maintenance versus weight loss. Do I need to be in a calorie deficit with weight loss? And so I need to track that and figure out how to do that. That is harder than sticking with maintenance because my calorie levels would change. That is going to change what I'm eating. I don't need to be in a calorie deficit if I'm maintaining. Each day, is that going to fluctuate? Probably. I've been leaning more and more and more. One of our awesome viewers, Jamie, love you, Jamie, had recommended this. And then my business coach, Alex Hormozy, actually just had a video on it. I'm like, this is brilliant. Tracking my calories for a whole week as opposed to a day. So the whole pizza pie, you know I have to relate it back to food, the whole pizza pie of calories for the week. So then if one day is way more and then one day is way less, it averages out to being in a calorie deficit or it averages out to being in calorie maintenance. That for me has been very helpful. Is that a little bit harder to track? It is. It is. And I'm still trying to figure that out, how to do that properly in my Fitness Pal of like a little bit more tactile pen to paper, so to speak. So I'm still figuring that out. And if you have any suggestions, please talk about it in my free encouragement group below or here on YouTube. My free encouragement group is a private Facebook group. You do have to answer all the questions to get in because I don't allow trolls. I don't allow spammers. I don't allow like selling stuff. Like, no, like it's also my safe group too, which is why I'm such a mama bear about it. So number 2, things that matter most is your calories. And determining the calories within that, is it a calorie deficit or is it calorie maintenance? If you don't want to have to track for the rest of your life, then don't. Like, I'm not saying, I don't know. What I really only know is what today is. Like, I can't go too much further than that. But I see for the future, because I still do have to lose weight, I am going to have to be in a calorie deficit. And for me, in order to lose weight quicker, I have found from tracking versus not tracking, I get better results by tracking. Because my brain is not always accurate in terms of my portion sizes. It thinks this is a cup and it's really this in my bowl. I'm making that as an exaggerated point, but my portion sizes get very skewed and I need to be accountable and realistic too. And so that's why I track, and that can get annoying. I get it. I know some of you are like, ugh. I get it. Like I should get a t-shirt that says, I get it, about calorie tracking. But no, literally my friend Lark and I were walking and she's like, you should make t-shirts. And I'm like, I don't know what I'd say on them. So if you have anything I should put on a t-shirt, tell me, because I want to wear like a Countess of Shopping t-shirt when I'm working out. So tell me. I think it'd be fun if we had cute little t-shirts to work out in that had cute little sayings. Like Bariatric Bestie, do you guys follow her at all on TikTok? She has the cutest shirts. I want to get one of her shirts to support her, but I want to have a workout shirt for Countess of Shopping. So tell me in the comments. I digress. The number two thing that matters most when stopping Zepbound is determining if you still need to lose weight or if you're in maintenance. Straight up, because it's going to be 2 different ways of handling that. Being on a calorie deficit with needing to still lose weight, that's going to be much more tricky because there's not going to be the appetite suppression. And the GLP-1 hormone component, if you're not having it, I still have those biomarkers for me. I still have a deficiency. That's not gone away. The medication is, with the tirzepatide, is combating 1-2 punch with that GLP-1 deficiency, with that gut hormone, with the science. I'm making the science not sciencing. I'm making it very elementary in my understanding of it, but I need that hormone to help me so I can therefore be in a calorie deficit. Or else the previous 40 some years before I was on GLP-1, I wouldn't have, if it was just eating less and moving more, I would have done it. Because you know, and I know, I tried every single diet under the sun, and you probably did too if you were morbidly obese. You probably tried everything: cabbage soup diet, egg diet, Weight Watchers, Atkins, Mediterranean diet, South Beach diet. I could keep going with the diets. We've been on all of them, all of them. And so if it was just as simple as that, we would have done it by now. So that's why I'm saying with the calorie deficit component of stopping GLP-1 weight loss. Now, this is the point in which stopping the new tools and skill set in which I have learned will come into play that will not have come into play before. That is the one different, there's many, but one point that I want to differentiate. I lift now. I know how to lift now. I will continue to lift. If stopping, we'll continue with that. I walk 2 to 6 miles per day. I've changed my brain that that is who I am. Whereas before I didn't think that. I was really like, that's not true. Stop lying. That is the truth. And I have evidence, and stacking evidence makes it true because I have evidence support that I do these things. Look at that muscle. Ooh, look at that muscle, girl. Look at that pretty muscle. And so I want you to have evidence stacking before you stop Zepbound, if you can. And I know some people can't help when they have to stop Zepbound. Some people it's a choice, some people it's not a choice. Ideally, you have that choice to have evidence to support that you can do this. Also, another tip that I want to say is obesity is a wide spectrum disease. And some people can lose weight on Zepbound 2.5 milligrams and stay there their entire course and be good with that. Some people like me are on Zepbound 15 milligrams and I still need more Zepbound. I still need more tirzepatide, but I cannot get it because that's the highest that the brand name goes. And that is not a deficiency on me or makes me bad or whatever. It doesn't make this person on 2.5 milligrams better than me. And it doesn't make me worse than that person or vice versa. It makes it, my body has different biomarkers on there with my genetic predisposition to obesity. And so with that, recognizing that my solutions are going to be a little bit different, and they're going to be a little bit different for everyone, which is why having guidance set up and a safety net for you. And that's my next tip, is being aware and having enough self-awareness to have safety nets. Do you have in place someone to check in with, perhaps hopefully that you pay, because if you pay them, they're not going to BS you. Friends are so awesome. I had a friend recently, they were talking to me and I was like, as your friend, I'm going to say X, Y, and Z. If you were paying me as a consultant, a business consultant, which my hourly rate is $1,000 an hour as a business consultant, if you were to pay me, I'd tell you a little something different. So which would you like? Would you like me to be a friend, or would you like me to be real as a business consultant? Because I'll give you, I'm not going to taint our friendship by I'm not going to give unsolicited advice. But if you want my advice, this is for a business thing, it's different. And so I'm saying that as an example for you of having safety nets of, if you're paying somebody, they're going to talk to you a little bit differently than like a friend, a partner, somebody else would. True? True or true? It's true. And so that's why literally I'm like, my therapist is on payroll. She's on payroll because I know she'll be honest with me. She's not going to sugarcoat it, like a dietitian, like a lifting coach, all of these things. And I know that's not realistic for you to pay. I understand that fully. Please understand, I grasp the concept, socioeconomic things. I fully, like, I'm not trying to come off, I get it. Like, again, my t-shirt, I get it. Growing up in a single parent household when we didn't have food in our cupboards, I get it. Like, I also get it. But I'm saying that of, if you can have safety nets in place, where can you have those safety nets? What seats do you need to fill before getting off Zepbound to help best support you with safety nets? So if things go and poop does hit the fan, you got somebody in your back and in your corner to help you. A therapist, a personal trainer, a dietitian. Maybe it isn't that you're paying all these people, but there's somewhere where you can be 100% real and honest to make sure that you're still staying with where you should be. Because going back to the data doesn't lie. Again, being authentic, 70% of people gain weight after being off of GLP-1 medication. 70. Only 30% success rate. And that's amazing. And I want success for everybody. Please understand and please believe. I am cheering you on no matter what you do. I am here in your corner, rooting for you the loudest. I got my megaphone out the loudest. Trust and believe. That is why I do a daily show. Not because it's convenient, because it's not. Me waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning to film this video so I can go be with my family, but to not miss a day because I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of daily shows straight and I won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop, because I care. Truly, because I care about each and every one of you. And therefore, I want you to be aware of the pros and cons in this. Next one, moving. Do you have something set up in place for you to move, to be active? We know the great benefits of walking. It seems so basic when people say walk on, I'm like, yeah, it has to be harder than that. Don't pole vault over a mouse turd. Get your sneakers on and go walk if you physically can. There comes a point of where some people cannot. And I have seen that recently. And it makes me literally, like, I'm tearing up right now thinking about it. Some people are in hospital beds and they cannot walk. You have the option today, if you are able to walk, get your booty out there and start with walking 1 mile. For me, it was literally walking one. I knew a loop around was 1 mile. And that was what okay. And I talked to my friend and I voice note her on Instagram, huffing and puffing. I'm like, excuse me, huffing and puffing, I'm walking. Now I can walk 2 to 6 miles and I am not huffing and I still huff and puff a little bit. I sound like I'm ready to blow one of the 3 little pigs' house down, but that's okay too. Me yip yapping, that's my social time, is yip yapping with my friends when I'm walking. Most of the time. Sometimes it's when I'm in my car. Moving. Do you have a safety net in place for moving? Next one, and I said the 2 most things that matter most, and I'm giving you some extras, were appetite suppression with protein and calories. Being in a calorie deficit or calorie maintenance and understanding that to figure that out for yourself, either tracking, ideally, to keep the safety net going. Number 5, blood panels. Continue with your blood panels. Please. Your blood panels very well may change. And so for A1C, for Mounjaro brothers and sisters, and for Zepbound people too, monitor your blood sugars and monitor your blood panels in general. All of that may change as well. In addition to weight creeping back on, your blood panels may change. So making sure you're continuing to monitor that. I have learned over and over, the last 365 days have been pounded into my head by multiple examples by people in my personal life of preventative maintenance. Beforehand, getting colonoscopies, getting breast cancer mammographies. If you didn't see my breast cancer mammogram, about how I have breast cancer in my family and how I had a lump on my left breast and I'm getting that rechecked again in a couple of weeks. I'll keep you guys posted on that. It's fine, but just making sure it's still fine. Preventative maintenance. If you've not gotten your mammogram recently, go do it now. I love you enough to tell you go do it now. Don't be a butthead. We're not allowed to say butthead in my house either, so forgive me. We're not allowed to say that in the Skordinsky household. If you need to get a colonoscopy, go do it now. Family member had colon cancer. You know why? Never had a colonoscopy. Please do preventative maintenance. Please. It's preventative. It could very well save your life. In fact, it literally brings me to tears. This is why I love our community so much. It literally brings me to tears. One of our, it's not one, it's multiple people. It's been like 5 people who've told me since 6 months ago when I did that mammogram episode, they said, I got a mammogram because you kept talking about it and about your scare on your left breast with the lump. And I went to go get one and I have like 2 of those people had to go into breast cancer. They had breast cancer and had to get treatment for it. Thank God that they went to go get a mammogram. They had breast cancer. And so now it's treated and they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. Other people, it was like like they're like me of where it's like, that's not like, let's go get treated again. And then other people had biopsies. For me, I didn't even have to get a biopsy, which tells me that like, it's going to be okay. But there's multiple instances of where preventative medicine saves lives, my friends. And I want you to grab life by the cojones. And if we were face-to-face, I'd use a different word on there. I'd grab life by the testicles. Grab it, go, come on. Don't waste this lifetime. Do not spend another second of your life being miserable. Change it. You're not a tree. And me too. I'm saying this all for myself as well. I want to go back and look at this video myself too and go encourage myself and be like, yo, get off the couch. Stop watching Bridgerton. Go move. You haven't moved. You know what I mean? Some days I just don't feel like moving. And so I even go through all this, which is just why I'm saying it. I love you guys so super much. I love enough to say the truth and also to help encourage and love too. Of you deserve this. You deserve a fabulous, amazing lifestyle. And that's one of the best things about GLP-1 medication that it's taught me of like my mindset has massively expanded of having this juggernaut of morbid obesity my whole life since elementary school being on a diet and now you know, being very close to hitting a healthy goal weight, I can do anything. For me and for my belief system, I'm not asking you to subscribe to my belief system, but for me, it's all through all things that Christ who strengthens me. I'm not asking you to lean into that. But for me, if that is true, which it is, then let's go hit today. Let's go do that in the most loving, kind, amazing manner we can for ourselves and for others. So my loves, question of the day, what are you doing then today to move you closer to your goals? Number 2, we do emojis of the day to help you. It helps me, not you. It helps me to get to know you better because I care, and the pattern recognition of seeing thousands of people's names over and over. I will learn your name. I will, and because I truly do care. Like I said, I wouldn't be doing a daily show and doing all the things that I do for a daily show, which it's not convenient. It's very inconvenient, but I do it because I love this community so much. And as much as hopefully I give to you guys give to me. So our emoji of the day today is going to be a rocket ship. Rocket ship, because you're going, baby. If you're choosing to stop Zepbound, you now have some tools in place to be able to get to the next level with it. Hopefully. And if not, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. So if for some reason, you know what I mean? And many people in our community, by the way, stop GLP-1s and they're like still in the free group, still watching videos. There's actually thousands of you. And I'm like, great. All are welcome at the Countess of Shopping table, whether you're on GLP-1 or not. Some people are like, I'm off GLP-1, but I still listen every single day because it motivates me to go walk and I listen to you while I'm lifting and blah, blah, blah. So you're welcome here, whether you're on GLP-1s or not, to be clear. So emoji of the day, rocket ship. And all of the things I talked about today too are linked in the description link below. Fruity collagen. I just got an updated from Clean Simple Eats, their updated collagen packets. OMG, obsessed. They're little packets. They're like, I meant to bring them up. They're like their protein packets, but they're much smaller though. I really like the flavors. I got to do a whole tasting for you guys because I'll tell you the ones that are barfy and the ones that are good, but I'm obsessed. They have a variety pack. If you're like, oh, I'll try those. Use the discount code QUEEN. And their new frosted lemonade, mine just got on my doorstep today, so I'm going to try that today and I'll keep you posted. It's frosted lemonade protein. Another creator said it tasted like Chick-fil-A's lemonade. Hopefully that means that tastes good. And so if you want to get that additional protein options, use the discount code QUEEN. I'll do a whole nother video on all those though. They'll have their own moment. My sweet friends, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. I love you so super much. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.